Hello, this is Michael Novinson with Information Security Media Group. We're going to be discussing secrets management today with Stephen Johnson. He is Vice President of Sales at Entro Security. Good afternoon, Stephen. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much here for making the time. I wanted to start by getting a big picture view of some of the most significant challenges for developers when it comes to securing their secrets. What are they dealing with?
So it's not that the developers are really having a problem with secrets. It's that the security teams that are responsible for securing the organization, that developer secrets represent a really big risk for the organization because security teams are not involved in either the creation of the secret or the permissioning of the secret. And when we're talking about secrets can be just a string of characters that are used by workloads to authenticate to each other. So obviously, the attack surface area becomes pretty big if that secret were ever to get outside of the organization.
What makes it a two-parter for you? First, what makes exploiting developer secrets so appealing to adversaries? And then secondly, what makes it so challenging to secure?
Sure. So it's appealing because it's not involving a user. It can be just literally a string of characters on its most basic form. So when you gain access to those as a malicious outsider, you really have a lot of access inside of the organization to really critical databases that contain sensitive information, things like that. And it's a challenge to secure because there hasn't been existing tooling that gives security teams the necessary visibility into prioritizing where the risk is associated with those secrets.
What type of visibility do organizations have into their developer secrets, and what are some of the obstacles or stumbling blocks when it comes to getting visibility into developer secrets?
So it's not really been an obstacle per se. What the challenges are is that there's a false sense of security that a lot of these organizations are using what's called a vault to store developer secrets. And it's secure by name only. It is the proper place where developers are supposed to put secrets, but that doesn't mean that they are. And so the challenge becomes is that it's really a security team's paper process that says that when a developer creates and permissions a secret, thou shalt store that secret in the vault. But nothing is preventing them from storing it directly in code commits, sharing on Confluence, Teams, Slack, Jira tickets, and all of those things become things that are blind spots for security teams. And the real challenge becomes is currently, if they do find an exposed secret, it's a string of characters, as I said, and they have zero context as to who created the secret, what it's for, what are the permissions over the secret, and is it actively being used?
For organizations, when it comes to vaults, is the issue just compliance with using the vault, or are there things about how the vault itself is constructed that make it less than optimal?
Yeah, it's more that there's no checks and balances to ensure that the vaults are being utilized, and the vault is just really a fancy database, an encrypted database where secrets are stored. It's very similar to some of the password managers that you'll use as a human, but vaults are specific to applications and workloads where developers store those secrets, but there's nothing inside of the company that makes sure that they adhere it. So eventually those secrets find their ways into areas of the environment that increase the risk of exposure.
How have you at Entro attempted to address the issues with how vaults are used in organizations?
So we integrate with all the vaults. So vaults are used everywhere. So a traditional development company might be using HashiCorp Vault on premises. So we'll integrate with that. But then as they start to move and migrate workloads into cloud services, each one of those cloud services have their own vaults. AWS has AWS Secrets Manager, Azure has Azure Key Vaults, and there's nothing that prevents them from using every region version of those vaults. So secrets are scattered everywhere throughout the enterprise.
So for an organization that is using Entro in alignment with vaults, what are the tangible outcomes or the tangible benefits from using the two in conjunction with one another?
So one, it's giving the security teams the ability to audit to make sure that all secrets are being properly stored in the vaults and that those workloads that are utilizing them are correctly integrated with the vaults. And then also to give the governance to make sure that secrets aren't being stored directly into code, directly into scripts, configuration files, things like that. So it gives you the ability to actually prioritize where the risk is inside of your organization around secrets so that you're not wasting time being blind to the real risk.
What types of customers, whether it's size of the organization, geography, vertical, what types of organizations have you found to be a particularly good fit for Entro?
Yeah, great question. So the organizations that are the best are literally anyone that's doing work in cloud and shifting workloads to the cloud is the ideal customer. Because that means they're utilizing secrets. Anyone that's using SaaS products, any cloud service, you have at least one secret in use.
So for an organization that's just starting on the secret management journey, what should their first step be?
The first is start using vaults, period. And then use systems like Entro to make sure that your processes are being followed by developers, that you have the oversight into all of the areas where secrets can and are shared, like Slack, Confluence, Jira, Teams, to make sure that you have the ability to prioritize your security teams' oversight into permissioning of secrets and exposure of secrets so that we're reducing the attack surface area around secrets for an organization.
Very good. Stephen, thank you so much here for the time.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Stephen Johnson. He's Vice President of Sales at Entro Security. For Information Security Media Group, this is Michael Novinson.